Hello friends, welcome back to the James Lawrence Allcott channel. I got baited. This one was quite good. Now, Todd Boehly's had a tough time initially. Well, sort of, I guess. I guess he's getting his own way. He's making a lot of moves. Some people aren't sure. Some people are sure. Some people aren't sure. Some people are sure. But what he did put forward was quite an interesting idea that then got tweeted to me and said that this feels like a James Allcott video, and I've fallen for it because it's bloody good fun. North versus South All-Star game. That is what Hugh Griffin, that's Hugh Griffin Rugby, said. So Todd Boehly wants a relegation tournament for the bottom four teams and a North versus South All-Star game. Let's talk about that. First and foremost, relegation tournament for the bottom four teams. I'm okay with all of this, right? To be honest, what I really like is the North versus South All-Star game because I think it's a good bit of fun. And what I have done in this video, we'll talk about it in just a second, is I've put forward 4 teams. It looks like 8. 4 teams. So a team that is the best from the North, a team that is the best from the South, and then a twist. 2 teams with a twist because it's Allcott. You know what I like to do. I don't want to make it easy and I want to make it a little bit more interesting for yourselves. So you guys can go and get involved. And I want to see you put your teams together and make sure you send them to me at James Allcott because I like to see if you can find a twist. And of course, get involved in the comments down below. If you enjoy this video by the end of it, of course, hit the subscribe button and the like button as well. Now, one thing I will want to touch on is something that I've pushed for a very, very long time, that the playoffs are an amazing thing in the EFL. And to have them in the Premier League, I think would be a massive, massive improvement to the league standings, to the desires of the teams, to those mid-table guys who are trying to get somewhere. And in particular, my idea, which I've said numerous times on the channel, is that there should be a Champions League playoff for 4th spot. I think that the first 3 should go into the Champions League, and then 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th should go into a Champions League playoff. It would mean that the teams that are 9th, 10th, 11th might still be gunning for that 7th spot. And I just think it would, I've seen it, you see it in the EFL every single year. You could be 12th and it's not over because you've still got, a chance at the playoffs. So I do think things like this, although, it's Todd Boehly and it's an American dude, and so people will turn their nose up at him. And I have critiqued the way he's behaved thus far in terms of his running of Chelsea. I don't hate it. And in terms of a North versus South All-Star game, is there a problem with the tribalism of football? Maybe. But should people get over that? Yes. And I think it'd be a cool idea. Now, relegation, that would be heartbreaking to go through. But again, as long as you understand the rules at the start of it all, that's it. And it might be one where a lot of teams cut their cloth accordingly a little bit more, because I think everyone's kind of going for it at this moment in time. So the bottom 4 teams being in that, what it might do is calm down the team that's like literally bottom and go, actually, we're not finished just yet. We're not finished just yet. Anyway, that's one thing, but what I wanted to dive into were these teams. So go get pen and paper or do it on your phone, of course, as well. So the first one, best of the North. Okay, let's have a look at it. This is the easy one, and I've got to be honest. So when I was thinking about this, I was thinking about it's kind of international football, right? So there are some picks here that, like, when it comes to kind of form, you might not put them in. But again, if you're thinking of, say, like your World Cup squad, which I will be doing next week, I think. So again, a reason to subscribe. My latest World Cup selector. You've got to kind of just like let certain things go. For example, Trent obviously hasn't been playing the best right now, but he goes into my team. And the best of the North, I think, pumps the best of the South, which we will show you in just a second. But the twist is crucial. The twist is essential, guys. Okay? I'd love to know if anyone wants to actually make any other, calls when it comes to this team. Yes, maybe there's a Joe Linton shout, maybe, but I can't not have Bernardo Silva in this team. Alisson and Edison is up for debate for sure. I thought Diaz and Van Dijk felt like the obvious one. Yes, we're galloping forward with these fullbacks, but you've got 2 players who can play inverted fullbacks as well. So exciting stuff there. Rodri has just gone on to another level in the last 18 months, in my opinion, so has to be in this team. De Bruyne, one of the best players in the league, if not the best player in the league, probably is the best player in the league. If he's not, then it's either Salah or Haaland. So they definitely go into this team as well. There's just no one getting near it at all. You know, you could make these sort of rogue shouts to try and offer up some kind of entertainment, but it's just not going to cut it. And my reputation will be hurt. And I can't take any more of a battering. Foden on the left-hand side. Are there other options? One shout, maybe Saint-Maximin. But would you pick him over Foden? It's tough. Let me know in the comments below. Honestly, Newcastle fans, you might just say that you fancy it. Let me know. Would you actually put, if you're doing like an international squad, essentially for an all-star game, would you chuck in Foden over Saint-Maximin, or would you want him in there? Is the output there? Let me know in those comments below. Right, let's go to the best lineup I could think of for the South. Now, the South is much harder, much harder, because and the twist mixes up the South in a big way, and actually mixes up the game between the North and the South. So this is what I've gone for. And this is kind of, I think the centre-back positions are up for grabs here massively, right? Fofana's just come back from a big injury. He's only just started. He's not been absolutely amazing. It's a rogue shout. I get that. But in terms of what I would like to represent the South, these are the players, I guess, ultimately that I like the most. Yeah, dare I say that? Because if you're being safe, you put in Koulibaly. Romero you could put in there as well. I think the centre-back position's another one up for debate. Tell me who I've got wrong there. I've gone for 2 youngsters there, so I think there's other names, and you will see some other names in just a second. Reece James, of course, is my right back. Again, calm down when it comes to the numbers. If you're getting upset that the number 5 is a right back, it's just the quickest way to do it. I've gone for a midfield that's just got severe legs, really. Now, Kante, I know we have problems with him in terms of injury at times, but I just think Kante and Rice, it allows you to have a 2-man midfield and to get more attacking players on the pitch, because they will get up and down. They're good on the ball as well. Kante can deal with that right-hand side. Rice can deal with that left-hand side. That's a really good midfield in terms of those central 2. But again, if you've got different mixes here, I think the reason I didn't go with any kind of like back 3 when it came to centre-backs is, the firepower and the excitement is the players up the top. So that's why I've done that. But Rice and Kante as my 2 midfielders. Tierney bombing on. Again, a fit Tierney, of course, we want. Those are the 2 fullbacks that are pretty special. I've gone for Zaha on that left-hand side. I think he's really at the peak of his powers at this moment in time. His finishing ability is amazing. Still got that dribbling ability and pace as well. I think he would cause a bit of a stir. And again, because I've got that Rice and Kante midfield, it allows me to have Kane who's going to drop in and just get on the ball. And this is why Odegaard, who I love, doesn't make it into this team. Because I've got that 2 there. And I wanted to get Son in there, who's not in the best of form right now, but I still, he's obviously an amazing player. So to have Kane and Son there up top, Saka as well. On the counter-attack, this team is going to be amazing. And if you think about the 2 up against each other, it's interesting, because it would be one where the North would have the ball all the time. The North will have the ball all the time. This is another one I'm interested to know. How do you see these games playing out? This being the best against the best of the South, best of the North. What I do like about the South is that on the counter-attack against a team that's probably going to have inverted fullbacks and or certainly one, there will be some space. And the likes of Zaha, Kane with his vision, Saka on the counter-attack, Son as well. You got Rice and Kante who can try and deal with all of that possession that the North would have. It would be an interesting game. How would this end up? I'm looking at that South team. I quite like it. Centre-backs are obviously better for the North. You answer this one for me. How does that one play out? Give me a match report. I'm going to go for... You can't. I mean, that's insane, that North team. North team wins it. 3-1. Okay, here's the twist. Ready for the twist? Here it comes. Exciting times. Of course, those ones were quite easy. And there was a lot of players from the same teams, in particular, of course, the North. So here's the twist. I put together a South team and a North team, all-star game, but you can only have 2 players per team. Okay? This is what makes it really, really tricky all of a sudden, because obviously you can't just have loads of Man City and Liverpool players. You also got to think about who are the 2 Man City or Liverpool or Arsenal or Chelsea or whoever, and how do you kind of utilize what are the strongest positions in the South or the North to allow yourselves the chance to get the victory and the best team possible, right? So here is the South lineup when there's only 2 players. So try and remember this one. In particular, have a look at Saka, because he's gone. Okay, Saka has gone from this team when it's 2 per team. This is my 2 per team. Mendy in goal. I just thought he is the best goalkeeper in the South by some distance. Maybe you could chuck in Gaeta and it gives you a bit of room elsewhere. Depends how much you care about that position, but Mendy, by far and away for me, is the best goalkeeper in the South, and so had to be part of my 2. Reece James also had to be in my 2. This is how I kind of put mine together, was that I sort of looked at the South, and the left-back position was actually quite weak. So in terms of Saka missing out, what I realised was that left wing and right wing were pretty strong for the South, and right wing in particular. There are other options there. You could have played Sterling, but I couldn't fit him in my 2 Chelsea players. Saka, of course, will be one of those players on the left-hand side as well. You know, again, loads of options. Martinelli you could chuck in there as well, right? But I thought Zaha, in terms of someone from other teams, was a great shout. Rice was able to stay in there. I put Anderson in there as well. And so that's why the goalkeeper was different for me as well, because I think Anderson's absolutely fantastic. We'll be going to a big club very, very soon for big, big money. James Ward-Prowse comes into that midfield, and it's good. Odegaard missed out just through formation, really, for the first team of the best players, because I think he's absolutely amazing. I like him more than Saka at this moment in time. And so because there was a bit more depth and you could put Bowen in as the right winger, Odegaard gets in this team, which twist up the formation a little bit. But the one that did really was a bit of a spanner in the works was Tierney. I kind of had to have Tierney in there because there is nowhere that the drop off from Tierney to another left back is pretty hefty. Kane over Jesus. Son doesn't make it into this team, which is pretty crazy. But if I had 2 in midfield, then I can't have Odegaard. And so I think this is really strong. Romero's a centre-back as well. My second Tottenham player, because again, when it comes to those positions, I thought he was unfortunate to miss out on the first team. And so that is my 2 players per team South side. Right, that's the South. Let's have a look at the North. Here we go. There it is. So left back position was a bit tricky. I mean, was it tricky? To be honest, Lodi is like Champions League quality. Is he Tierney quality? No. But he's good. Really, really good. The big question again comes down to the fact that you can only have 2 from each team. So when I was looking at Man City, it had to be Haaland and De Bruyne. It had to be. A few more options when it came to Liverpool. And also Newcastle as well, actually. Guimaraes and Trippier, it had to be those 2. So Trent then makes way. Obviously not in the best of form at this moment in time, but the class is permanent, let's be honest. He actually scored a screamer recently, so what am I even talking about? But Trippier is wonderful. So we put him on the right-hand side. Lodi on the left-hand side, come in. I mean, it's mad that Nottingham Forest have got him, so it's great. Alisson then becomes my goalkeeper. Yes, you could have had Ederson, but again, I go back to my 2 Man City players, and it's not going to be Ederson in there. So we've got Alisson there to come out, sort things out, could score a goal as well. I've cheated a little bit in terms of the Man United 2. Now, this is up for grabs. And again, another question for the comments. Anthony or Sancho? It's a World Cup. You can only pick one of those 2. Who are you going for in a win-takes-all prize? I don't know why I said that. I've put Anthony in there, almost giving him the benefit of the doubt in terms of, you know, how much he's cost and how exciting he is. It'd be interesting to see who's going to have a better career, Anthony or Sancho. I have crowbarred him on the left a little bit. I understand that, but I still think it was good. It's a good move, and he's got to be in there. Centre-back positions. I've gone with Martinez. Now, Martinez is proving people wrong. And he is one of the most technical centre-backs the Premier League's ever seen. But he does need someone to win the headers. And so that is where Tarkowski comes in, who's started really, really well. I think I said quite a while ago that he might even have a little sniff at an England place for the World Cup, just because, he was going to get that move and he was going to become important to a decent club. Everton are in the Premier League, of course, as well now. It's that little step up from Burnley where I think sometimes that almost has gives a bit of a disadvantage in terms of your international hopes. So Tarkowski goes and wins his headers. Martinez plays the ball out. Guimaraes sitting there, just pippity-pip-pop-pop-poop, popping it about. Tielemans is a bit of a risky one as well, I've got to be honest, because he's not playing well or in a team that's playing well at this moment in time, but he is still one hell of a player. And so in that midfield, that's a midfield that, again, could dominate the ball pretty well, create things. Salah is a no-brainer, has to be in this as well. So that is my team for the North. So again, how does this one play out? Now, and which team is stronger, right? So I think the back four for the South is better. Yes. It's tight. Midfield. It's tight. God, I'm useless at this, aren't I? And then the front three, I think the North have got it there. The midfield, it would be a ding-dong battle. Would De Bruyne take charge? Quite possibly. In those fullback positions, again, for the South would be crucial, wouldn't they? In terms of James and Tierney getting on. Zaha coming in as a bit of an inside forward as well, playing on the counter-attack. Bowen can do that as well. Kane, can you drop down for me and get involved that little bit more? Maybe pippity-pop it with Odegaard. It's an option. James Ward-Prowse with some 6 set pieces as well would be of use. And Romero just being a bastard. I still think the North take it. I think that's the situation we're in right now. The North wins these All-Star games at this moment in time. But what do you guys think? What do you think about this? Who wins this one? How could we improve these teams? And are there any changes when it comes to just a straight-out All-Star game? And generally, what are your thoughts on an All-Star game as well? Just a bit of fun. I thought we'd do it. This is what we do. You guys put forward ideas sometimes. I have ideas sometimes. And then we get a little bit of a twist on and we have some fun. Okay? Let me know your teams. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button as well. Let's have 4,000 likes on this. Thank you very much. See you next time.